Scorsese is a producer, and he directed the first episode.
Yeah, that's right.
What's it like working with Scorsese? Was he a hero of yours?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, I grew up really wishing that I could have been in those movies, and it's sort of the next best thing. You know, here I am making a show with him, set in his time there, 1973, and you know, I'm Italian American, so like that's. You know, I grew up like watching De Niro and you know in those movies, and now you know the guys. You know, every day we'd shoot, he'd be like, you know, I remember Bob. You know, we were shooting Taxi Driver, and you know, and like every day was something like that. You know, it was like a story about shooting Taxi Driver, but I kept it cool, man. You know, like sometimes I'm a little too cool. You know, like I was always worried that I was like taking up too much of his time. You know?
Really?
Yeah. So
even though he's your director?
Yeah, I know, but still, like in between, like he'd have me come over, and he'd be like, "Come over here and sit down, talk to me, or whatever." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And I never want to like overextend my welcome, you know. So one day I'm like, I guess I'd said it too many times, where I was like, you know, I'm gonna let me let you go. That's like my thing to say, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Marty, let me let you go. And finally he goes, "Where are you gonna let me go? I'm here. I'm shooting a movie. Well, I got nowhere to go." Where do you gotta go? Where do you gotta go that you can't stay here and talk to me? So
did you confess?
So finally, I was
it?
like, I just don't want to stay. I don't want to annoy you.
Yeah.
You know. So and he was like, "You're not annoying me. You know, stay here." And he was just a dream, and he just really, yeah, he just puts you in his pocket when you're in his working with him, and he's very collaborative, and it's just a dream come true. You know.
Now I understand Pacino was also a hero of yours.
Yeah.
Was there a little ritual you would do before you would do a play?
Yeah. Yeah, so I've done a lot of theater, and I just grew up like he was my idol, you know, and so every time I'd go to the theater, I would say this little mantra: "Al's coming tonight. Al's coming tonight. Al's coming tonight." And you know, of course, he
like into a mirror before you went on. Or
no,
like
just like to myself, like on the plane or walking.
To make yourself like nervous or like
just,
what? Like
to up my game, you know what I mean? Like I got to be good because Al's going to be there.
Sure.
Of thing. And then he never came, you know. And then they had me. Then they sat me next to him at the Tony Awards. We were both nominated for the same award. Weird. And we were sitting next to each other, and I asked him if he'd come to the show, and I was like, you know, you're my idol. I would love it if you came. And he's like, I'm coming. And he came the next week, and we've been great friends. We made a movie together, and I got to play his son, and we play cards together, and it's just a trip, man. It's a
Is that odd? Can you relax around him? Like
I mean, I can now. I can now. He's been, he's just great. He's just a good friend. Gave me a diaper cake for the baby. Yeah. It was so sweet.
I'm going to imagine that's nice.
Yeah, it was like a big cake made out of diapers. It's like, for your boy. It was awesome.